The average person will earn over $1 million in their lifetime. Most will retire with almost none of it, not because they didn't earn enough, but because of a glitch that every single human being is born with. Your brain evolved to survive the next 3 days, not to plan the next 30 years. And that one mismatch is the most expensive bug in human history. So let's open it up and look at the bug. To understand why you're bad with money, you have to understand what your brain was actually built to do. And it was not built for this. For roughly 300,000 years, every one of your ancestors lived in a world with no banks, no savings accounts, no retirement. There was only one financial rule, and it never changed. If you find something valuable, use it now, because tomorrow it might be gone. Think about that world for a second. You find a tree dripping with honey. What's the smart move? Save some for next month? There is no next month. An animal eats it, it rots, a rival tribe takes it. The only person who survives is the one who consumes everything valuable the instant they find it. For 300,000 years, spend it all right now wasn't reckless. It was the correct answer. It kept your bloodline alive. That instinct has a name. Scientists call it present bias. Your brain assigns enormous value to rewards you can have right now, and it savagely discounts rewards in the future. Offer someone $50 today or $100 in a year, and a huge number of people take the 50. On paper, that's insane. You just turned down doubling your money, but your brain isn't doing paper math. It's doing savannah math. And on the savannah, a reward in a year was a reward you would probably never live to collect. This is why saving money feels like pain and spending feels like relief. You are not weak. You are running a survival program that is doing exactly what it was designed to do in a world it was never designed for. In the 1960s, a psychologist named Walter Mischel put this instinct under a microscope. He sat young children in a room with a single marshmallow and made them an offer. Eat this one now or wait 15 minutes alone and get two. Then he walked out and filmed them. Some kids held out, most didn't. They covered their eyes, they squirmed, they fought their own brains, and they lost. The pull of the reward in front of them was almost physical. Here's the part that matters. That's not a story about children. That is your brain right now. Every time a sale pops up on your screen, the marshmallow just got a checkout button. But that's only half the story, because present bias is only the first flaw. And the second one is even stranger. In 1979, two psychologists, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, discovered something that would eventually win a Nobel Prize. They found that human beings do not feel gains and losses equally. Losing $100 hurts about twice as much as gaining $100 feels good. Twice as much. Your brain treats a loss as a genuine threat, the same machinery that once treated a lost meal as a step towards starvation. They called it loss aversion. And it warps almost every money decision you make. It's why you'll hold a failing investment for years, refusing to sell, because locking in the loss feels like a wound. It's why don't miss out works on you every time, because missing out registers as losing. It's why a free trial that will cost you if you cancel is so hard to cancel. Your ancient brain isn't calculating value, it's avoiding pain, and it will happily make a terrible financial decision to avoid the sting of a small temporary loss. Stop and notice what's happening here. Two of the biggest money mistakes you make, spending too soon and clinging to things you should let go, aren't character flaws. They're features. They're ancient survival tools, still bolted into your skull, firing at all the wrong targets. And it gets stranger, because there's a third layer, and this is the one almost nobody talks about. Being broke makes the bug worse. In 2013, two researchers, Sendhil Mullainathan and Eldar Shafir, studied what scarcity actually does to the human mind. Not to the wallet, to the mind itself. They found that when you are worried about money, the worry doesn't sit quietly in the background. It eats your mental bandwidth. It runs constantly underneath everything, stealing the exact brain power you'd need to plan, to budget, to make good long-term decisions. In one study, they measured it. People preoccupied with a money problem performed on cognitive tests as if they had lost around 13 IQ points. 13. That's the same drop you'd get from losing a full night of sleep. Poverty wasn't just making people poorer. It was quietly lowering the one resource they needed most to escape it. Read that again, because it is one of the cruelest loops in human life. The less money you have, the worse your brain works with money. Scarcity taxes the very machinery that could get you out of scarcity. Your ancestors' brains were built to obsess over the missing meal, and in that obsession, help them survive. Yours obsesses over the missing rent, and the obsession itself makes it harder to think your way out. So now you have three ancient instincts: spend now, avoid loss, and panic under scarcity, all running inside a brain that hasn't had a meaningful update in 250,000 years. And here's the part that should actually make you angry. Somebody figured all of this out, and they built an entire economy on top of it. Every one-click checkout exists because a company understands present bias better than you do. Every limited time offer is engineered loss aversion. Every buy now, pay later button is a machine for splitting the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying, moving the reward to right now and the loss to a version of you that doesn't feel real yet. The casino removes the clocks. The app removes the friction. The store removes the price tag until the very last second. None of this is an accident. It is your Stone Age wiring, reverse engineered and sold back to you. You are not fighting your own bad habits. You are fighting billion-dollar industries that have studied your ancient brain more carefully than you ever will. And they are winning because you brought willpower to a fight that was designed to defeat willpower. But here's the thing about seeing the machine. Once you can see it, it stops being invisible. And a bug you can see is a bug you can start to work around. You can't delete present bias, but you can automate a savings transfer the day you get paid before your ancient brain ever sees the money as here. You can't turn off loss aversion, but you can recognize that pull to hold, to not miss out, to not cancel, and know it for what it is. A 200,000-year-old alarm ringing at the wrong thing. You can't stop scarcity from taxing your mind, but you can understand that the fog is real, not a personal failing, and give yourself grace instead of shame. The people who are good with money are almost never the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who quietly rigged their lives so they'd never have to use it. They didn't beat the ancient brain. They stopped putting it in charge. So let's go back to that $1 million. It will pass through your hands over the course of your life, a few thousand at a time, in paychecks that feel small and disappear fast. And the reason so little of it stays isn't that you're careless or stupid or broken. It's that you're a modern person carrying an ancient brain through a world that was built on purpose to exploit the gap between the two. Your ancestors survived because they couldn't resist the honey. You're still reaching for it. The tree just looks like a phone screen now, and the first person in 300,000 years who gets to decide differently is you.